The following podcast is a collection of creatives posing interesting perspectives and opinions on branding, marketing, business, and everything in between. The views expressed on this podcast do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of its guests, hosts, or production team. The names, circumstances, and situations discussed are about 98% fictitious, with the primary intent to protect the guilty. Well, this podcast is designed to educate, inform, enlighten, and if you're entertained in the process, we did our job.
It happens. And as an entrepreneur, business owner, at some point we have to learn how to dodge, deflect, and in most cases, spin the when it happens. This episode, Making the Brand. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world today. I want to welcome you to the Making the Brand podcast. My name is Jarvis Relevant.
And I'm Chris Kinder.
Listen, we got a special episode. It's locked. I mean, listen, it's turned up today. We coming off the last one. Chris was turned up. So we're talking about it. Listen, but before we get into it, Chris, talk to me. What you got going on?
You know what? I want to give a shout out to, I do have a management company, and I love to give a shout out to my two artists.
Okay.
One is a model, which you will know, and her name is Joanna Wanjiku.
Shout out to Joe.
JoJo.
Shout out to Joe.
Yes.
Number love for Joe.
Yeah, so JoJo is definitely about to be making her way, and you're going to know it's going to be a household name. I cannot wait. She's been working with you, which is excellent. The best photographer in the business. So, yes, and their chemistry is amazing. So that's one thing when as a manager you get to walk away because they're in good hands. That's how I feel whenever you two work together. It's amazing. So shout out to Joe. Shout out to Glenn Frank. He is a musician, writer. We call him Bada Bing, Bada Boom.
Okay.
Because he's gypsy, but he looks like an Italian, like a hitman.
Is that the guy you were sitting next to at the event?
Yes.
Okay.
He looks like a hitman. He looks like
he does.
You're going to be taken out. But he's a gentle soul, amazing music. He's definitely outside this spring in Atlanta. So super excited for both of them. It's been a learning experience. Managing people is a learning experience.
So he's new on the team?
No, he was the first. He was the first. We were just getting his content recorded, getting his pictures taken, making sure once we release him out that he's coming out full throttle. It's been amazing. Yeah.
Bad. Super dope dude. Yeah. When I met him, he was dope. Had a good energy, good spirit about himself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, super dope. All right, cool. So, okay. All right. I didn't know that. I thought he was. We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later. What's up with you, though?
Oh, man. Good, man. We just launched a Flash Pass, right?
Okay.
It's the Flash Pass subscription program. So we have the Brand Accelerator Plus program. And then I was feeling away. And I was talking to God about how I was feeling, right? So I had people that came through the Brand Accelerator Plus program, and they were, for lack of better words, they were using us for photos. Like, they didn't come to the coaching, didn't come to the training, didn't come to nothing. They would just show up to photo shoots. It made me feel away. I ain't gonna front.
But they paid for it, right?
They paid for it. But
I get it.
So this is the thing. It's one thing to come for the photos, but you don't get the coaching on what to do with the photos. You don't get the training on how to use the photos. So now your brand still sucks, but you have dope photos.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I was, and I took it personal, man. I was offended. Like, yo, why would y'all do that? Why not come to the coaching and learn how to really work this thing? So I put all of these safeguards in place to keep the people in the accelerator program from abusing the program just for you got to show up to 75% of the calls. You got to do this. You got to do that in order to shoot at the end of the month. God said, dude, why don't you just create a program for people to just shoot? So that's what I did. That's
beautiful. Come on.
That's what the Flash Pass is. Once a month, same premise as the accelerator program.
Okay.
First Saturday of every month. Come in, get your photos, go home.
I love that.
Yeah, you don't get the perks of being in the Accelerator Plus program. You still get the 20% off of all our products and services, but you don't get the coaching, you don't get the mentorship. You really got to come in knowing what you're gonna do. I'm not guiding you. I might pose you. You gonna tell me what you want to do? I'm gonna pose you. I'm gonna get you. And then you have the option of the pose coach. You paying full price for the pose coach. You paying full price for makeup. The accelerators don't pay full price for the pose coach. They don't pay full price for makeup. So there's some benefits to being in the program. But yeah, so we launching that for entrepreneurs and business owners right here in the Atlanta area.
That's super dope. So instead of turning people around and getting negative reviews, you just made a solution from that. That is pretty dope.
You see the way she spent that? Listen, today's episode, that was dope. You saw what she just did?
Listen.
That was dope. So this episode, we're talking about shit hitting the fan. Forgive my language. We're probably going to bleep it out, right? Shout out to Abby. We're going to get Abby to bleep it out. But hitting the fan, when to dodge, when to deflect, and when to spin. And we were talking about, like, just recently in the news, we saw, well, R. Kelly has been in a ton of shit. And literally and figuratively, like, he's been in a lot of it. And so we were talking pre-show, and we were talking about, I think that there are two critical areas that are insulated from spinning, deflecting, and dodging, and ducking, whatever. And that's anything that got anything to do with child cruelty, child abuse, child pornography, whatever. You not spinning, you not unless you didn't do it.
Right.
Unless you just flat out didn't do it and you got proof to prove that you didn't do it. But the thing about that is whenever there's smoke, there's fire. Kids don't talk trash about adults touching them unless they were close enough to be touched.
Right.
Anyway, that's another story for another day. And then there's child molestation, and then there is the abuse, domestic violence, beating women, mistreating, physical abuse towards women. I think at this point, we're over cheating on women. I think that's
everybody cheats now.
Everybody's cheating now. Women are cheating more now. But we talking about when to deflect, when to duck, how to spin.
How to spin it.
Or
when do you hit it? You could always do what P. Diddy did. He got on, he cried, he read his prompts, he apologized over and over.
He lied.
But then there's that.
He didn't know that tape was out there.
He did.
He lied. He said all of these things are vehemently not true. I vehemently deny these things. And then the tape dropped, and it's like,
all of that went down the drain.
He lied.
Nobody believed him even when he did it, though. Even before the tape dropped, people were just like, come on, dude. So I think in Diddy's case, he could not spin. There was no way. You just got to let that ride. You got to just, time will be the determinant, right? Yeah.
The time passing is the determinant in Diddy getting past whatever. I heard he just had a major win in court. I think they, it's funny, we had the young lady on talking about, it's crazy.
The one that got shot.
Right. We had her on, and she was banking on Little Rod's lawsuit sticking, and it just got thrown out.
Got thrown out.
So, and I think his version of the lawsuit is what tied J-Lo to it.
Yeah, I just honestly, and I don't know him personally. I think I've met him, on different occasions, but I feel like he had a valid case. I feel like he ran out of money. Behind closed doors, and it looks like a win, but those attorney fees are very, very expensive. So you're paying hundreds and $500 just for an hour conversation with your attorney.
Right.
So I just believe he ran out of money. I don't believe it wasn't valid. I don't believe it wasn't true. I believe everything that he said happened. But if you don't have a team or the financial stability to go through trial, you're not gonna make it.
True.
That's it. I truthfully believe that.
So you think he ran out of money?
I think he just ran out of money.
Okay. I didn't know. Yeah, I've been watching Suits. We talked about it before.
Oh yeah, I see your shirt too.
Yeah, listen, I'm on my
clean with it.
I'm on my Harvey. No. But you're right. And I noticed that they do bury you in paperwork, and when you got a legal team and you got the money and the resources, like Sean Combs would have, you could bury a producer who, you know what I mean? You could probably bury someone in paperwork and they don't have the money to continue. However, I think if I'm an attorney and I know that's what I'm going up against Diddy, I'm fronting it. I'm putting the bread up. I'm fronting myself because I know a payday's coming.
Yeah.
I know a payday's coming.
Depends on who you, but that's you though.
That's me.
You're the people's guy.
Yeah,
you know.
I know a payment's coming. I
But-
know you get paid.
Yeah, you like those insurance
Yep.
attorneys.
Yep.
We don't get paid unless you get
Right.
paid.
1-800 hurt me.
Yes.
Whatever. Yeah, that's me.
But I still think that it was valid, and he can't come. And after that, I think it's gonna be hard for him to work in the industry too. And
Who's Rod?
Yeah.
Oh, he's done.
Yeah, and I hate that for him because he's so talented.
He's done.
Amazing percussionist. Yeah, he's amazing. I don't. But bro, you know what? In the church, we welcome you back to the churches. We welcome you back to the industry. Get back to your first love. I promise you, anything you ever lost,
Right.
God can redeem you. He can restore you. And I know that for a fact. So that's where I met him. I met him in church.
Okay.
So just get back to the roots. There's no loss there.
Right.
Just start over.
And now that you bring up the church aspect, there was the video that came out a couple weeks ago. Marvin Sapp.
Oh my
was in
gosh.
church.
Lock the doors.
Lock the doors. Hey, he didn't say lock the doors.
We said that. He might as well.
Might as well. But listen, I dated this girl a long time ago. This was during there was Katrina, and then there was another large storm that came after Katrina, and it.
What was that?
I can't remember.
Helene?
It might have been
that
Katrina.
the nigga?
Might have been Katrina. When Joel Osteen wouldn't let people in his church.
Oh man.
Remember that? Was that Katrina?
That was Katrina.
That's when he wouldn't let people
in his church, and they found the money in his walls. That part. We talking about that? I know we're not going there.
I'm talking about the time frame.
Okay.
But I learned then to not put your mouth on church people, right? Don't put your. So when I saw the Marvin Sapp video, I was like, man, this looks bad. Like it looks bad. And what his people did, they didn't spin it. They didn't deflect it. They didn't even dodge it. They allowed the truth to set them free. And I think there was a guy that came forward and he was like, dude, we were at a convention. There was so much stuff going on in the back. And if you've ever been to a church convention, it was just tons of things going on in the back. It was tons of distractions going on in the back. And he said, close the doors to eliminate the distractions. Like, look, and for me, it'd be different if he was asking for a ton of money. He was asking for $20.
Yeah.
I didn't say nothing, but when that dude came forward, he was like, I was there, bro. You see me, he posted a selfie. I'm there. So I think his camp, Marvin Sapp's camp, had an opportunity to spin it. They had an opportunity to come clean and tell their side of the story. And they chose not to because they knew there was enough people in there that would come forward and tell the story for them.
No lie, I saw this action figure doll they made up. It was on TikTok. It was
hilarious.
They took it too far.
What is that? What was the title?
What did it say? When I tell you, I saved it.
Okay.
I saved it. I sent it to my brother. I'm like,
Hilarious.
This is crazy. But no, I think who does really well at that as well is Beyoncé.
Spinning BS? Yeah.
She never says anything. She says nothing.
Yeah.
Mute.
I agree.
And then releases an album.
Yep. And sells it out.
Yep. And then goes on tour.
Sells the tour out.
Yes.
Forbes released a report that said she dropped Carter from her name and she said nothing.
Nothing.
So it's dodging. That's not even dodging. That's not ducking. That's just like.
It's
you know what
genius though.
Yeah.
Like you're above the response.
Yeah.
Like it just depends on how you set it up.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think certain people can dodge it. Like,
Beyonce could dodge.
Beyonce can dodge it.
Yeah.
Chris Brown, not so much.
Well, his issue was one of those issues that are this undodgeable, unspinnable. It was abuse.
It was abuse, but it did not stop his success. Did it damage his reputation in a sense? Yes, but he's one of the large selling artists in history. Like, and he sells out tours, not just in America, worldwide. They love him everywhere. Agreed. So I can't say that it damaged.
It took a blow.
It took a blow.
It hit him.
But he worked double time to make that up. Like he's an amazing artist, and I wouldn't take that from him. Yeah. Genius. The guy's good.
Yeah, I agree. He's dope. He's super dope. He's probably one of the greatest artists of our time.
Yeah. Facts.
I agree. I think that he couldn't shake it. Even up until last year, he was. I think was it All-Star Weekend where Ruffles was the sponsor, and then I think Rihanna has a relationship with Ruffles, and they called Chris Brown to to participate in the celebrity game.
Yes.
And then they retracted the saying, "Nah, nigga, we ain't never call you. Like we ain't never call you." And I think that's when So he was still dealing with the stain of that. You can't shake domestic violence. You beat up a black woman, bro. You gotta sit it down for a while. We look at R. Kelly. for years, like I'm gonna tell y'all the honest truth. Like I never really rocked with his music. Like,
You never rock with R. Kelly's
never
music?
been R. Kelly. I mean, I listened to 12 play, but I was 12. Like I don't care about that shit. I'm 12. Like
12 play is just the correlation of the names and stuff like that. That's what throws us off.
yeah, I couldn't do it. I was too young. He was way too advanced for me when I was able to listen to music.
But in 12th play, he literally walks you through how to do it. He gives you step-by-step instructions.
And I'm 13, and 6 of those things
crazy.
I'm not doing.
Crazy work.
6 of those things I wasn't doing at 13.
Who was he dating at that time? Aaliyah?
Another story, another day.
Crazy.
But what I'm saying is he couldn't spin it. What killed me is that people still listen to him. But then the Diddy thing happened, and I still listen to the Love album.
Yeah.
You
still listen to Biggie. You still listen to Craig. You still listen to Mace. People still listen to the Fabulous and all of these artists because
They mess with little girls too?
no, but they're Bad Boy. This is like Bad Boy. I don't know if is Fabulous on Bad Boy. I'm not sure.
Nah, it might as well be. But no, I wouldn't let the stain of Diddy fall on the Fabulous. You know what I'm saying? Unless they in there together.
Well, Mace isn't. That's for sure. He said he's not. I believe him because he said it.
I mean, Mace is different. But, you know, when we talking scandals, we're talking about spinning scandals. Chris, you're crazy. Chris is crazy. So we're talking about spinning scandals. Like, at what point, let's just say, how would a Chris Kender, that's your book. That's your book, alias Chris Kendall.
Let's get it.
I see it.
Ooh,
Chris
come on.
Kendall. All right, so
Copyright that right after we film this show.
How do you spin? How do we effectively spin? When to spin? When to duck? When to dodge? When to deflect?
I think the most humanistic way to spin a truth is with truth. Is ownership.
Okay.
Is really saying, hey, you know what? I did this. The moment you get in front and you lie, and we found out you lied,
right,
you become even worse.
Right.
So is there a case where someone came up and they admitted, hey, I did this, I was wrong,
right,
and I'm not proud of it. You know who did that?
Who that?
And it helped him so much?
Who's that?
Kevin Hart.
When he cheated?
Yeah, I mean, we saw it. He couldn't deny it. But at the end of the day,
y'all don't care about cheating no more.
But still, like Kevin, he owned it. He could have done so much. He could have said that was before he got married. He could have done so much. But he owned it. He got in front of it. He admitted he's wrong. And look at Kevin to this day.
He's starving because of it. I agree with that. I think cheating, y'all don't care about cheating no more. I think in the past, black women cared about cheating. But I don't think before that, I don't think y'all cared. Nobody cared about cheating. I mean, no, now nobody cares about cheating. Back in the past, yeah, if y'all found out Martin Luther King was a cheater, like I'm devastated when I found out he smoked cigarettes. Like I was like, what?
You was devastated?
Yeah, like dude, like you got sprayed with water hose.
You know what people were really devastated about? Even finding out Martin Luther King cheated.
What's up?
And I'm not racist.
How y'all doing?
Listen, people were devastated to find out he was cheating with a white woman.
I didn't know that.
That's when people were devastated. It wasn't that he cheated. We figured maybe, he's always on the road. It's
I didn't know that.
The civil rights movement. But then when we found out,
a white woman?
Now we get it, Martin. Now we get it. Makes sense now, Martin. But yeah, it was.
I thought Martin Luther King was like that guy.
He is that guy. He's just a flawed man.
He's a man.
He's a man.
Yeah.
We idolize people as if people aren't flawed. They are flawed.
Did he spin that? Did he try to spin that?
He can't spin it from the grave.
I mean, his people could spin it. His family could spin it.
Half of them dead. Seriously, all of his kids. Dexter just died not too long ago. He was my favorite. Yolanda's gone. I think Roberta's the only one left.
Wow. Okay.
And Martin Luther King III, is he still alive? He is?
He is.
Thank you.
Okay.
So it's only 2 of them left, right?
Bernice?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Just 2. It's 2.
It's 2. How many kids did he have? He had 4 kids.
And 2 of them died. So Dexter died.
We got to died. Hey, let's get the camera on her.
Yes. and Yolanda died.
Okay. So how many kids total?
It was 4.
And how many still with us?
2.
2. Okay. All right. So yeah, I didn't know he cheated with a white woman. I just learned he smoked cigarettes.
There's no way they can.
Did you know he cheated with a white woman?
I don't want to believe it. Okay. We don't want to believe that.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm saying. That's the. Yeah.
They all cheated with white women? Hit it. Okay. We gotta get
Wow,
the camera.
we gotta get a mic. We need a mic in the audience. We have a fact checker
Listen.
in the audience.
I love it. Okay,
But how do you spend that? You can't spend it.
I don't think we care anymore. Uh-huh. What's that?
I have nothing against people choosing what they choose. Guess what? When you're a civil rights
Right.
person,
Right.
James Earl Jones, Sidney Poitier,
Uh-huh.
Harry Belafonte, My Jamaican Man, and all the rest of them,
Right.
they all meddled. They all had white wives and what have you.
Hey.
Yeah.
So she said that they all cheat. And that's why I think we don't care anymore.
And they all,
Civil rights leaders.
yes, but cheating is one, but they start out with a black wife.
Mm-hmm.
Who they send to all of them.
Right.
And then they marry up.
In their
Hey,
They get promoted.
Yeah.
Once they get status, then
Yeah.
they go to a blondie.
yeah.
That's a whole nother episode.
You have been
That's a whole nother
promoted.
episode. That's a whole nother episode. Getting promoted.
That's what it is. When a brother gets promoted,
Right.
he gets promoted with a blonde, blue-eyed thing.
Wow.
That's just what it is.
Wow.
He upgrades.
That's what they see
He
it.
no longer looks at us.
Mm.
Right, sister?
Yes, I've seen it. We see it all the time.
So when I pop out with a white woman, everybody know what happened. All right, cool.
His tag.
Everybody knows what happens. Okay, cool.
Shout out to LeBron James. I just want to give a shout out to LeBron.
Listen, he's.
Hey,
I'm
hey.
not touching none of it.
Run all day long.
I'm not touching any of it. I'm not. We're going back to. I'm not fooling with that.
But so maybe there's not a way to spin it, right?
I just don't
for
think
him.
cheating demands a spin. Cheating is cheating. Y'all find out, we apologize, we move on, and y'all love us forever. Like,
This is true.
I just don't think cheating, but like scandal, like I'm trying to think of a scandal. The Tiger, but that's cheating. But the Tiger Woods situation, he was cheating, right?
He cheated.
He cheated.
But that had nothing to do with us.
And we didn't care.
We didn't care.
And we didn't care.
None of us cared.
And we don't. We still
Not
don't
at
care.
all.
And now you got to have surgery, and we still don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still don't care. So
Hopes he make it.
right, but
We don't care.
The spin job. I think Sapp did a great job of, like, we're talking about dodging, we're talking about deflecting, we're talking about spinning. I think he did a great job of just saying, no, I'm gonna let the truth, like you said, set us free on this. What you saw was just taken out of context of really what it was. And I think that I like the idea of spinning conflict with truth.
Yeah.
Or if you're in the wrong, meeting it at his head and saying, listen, I did something terrible. I was wrong. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. And I think you said DaBaby.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
DaBaby. They canceled him.
They canceled him straight
They
up.
canceled him.
But he messed with a gang.
He did.
You know that's a gang.
Talk to us about the
So
gang.
so they're
Talk
like
to us about the gang.
So
Talk to
here
us
are
about the
gangs.
gang.
No, seriously, and listen to me, because here's whatever. So there's the Blood, the Crips, there's Vice Lords, and then there's the LGBTQIA community.
Okay.
They are gangs.
Gang?
Okay, you mess with one, you're gonna get it from all of
You
them.
gonna get it all. Okay.
Absolutely. So when he said what he said about that person in the parking lot of what he saw, who canceled him? Black people or the LGBTQIA community?
Now, what he said was atrocious.
It was atrocious. It was
atrocious.
bad. It was horrible.
It was atrocious.
It was
If you've never
tactless.
seen the video, go watch the video. It's hilarious. If you've never seen the video, go watch the video. But I think that, and he has not survived this.
He has not. We haven't seen him yet. I think the last time he had on the Pamper or something like that.
He popped out recently, but where he was going,
Yeah.
he had to come back down, and now he's here again. And I don't foresee him. I just don't think he was mature enough. He didn't have the right people around him to spin that.
I just think, I don't know if that's not mature enough. I think that he was being too authentic,
Yeah.
too authentically him.
True.
And not trained of how this world works.
True.
That's the difference. And I think a lot of those artists are not authentic. They're not gonna say what they really mean. When Will Smith went and slapped that man, that was an authentic response to whatever it was he was feeling. You understand?
Yeah, I think it was
he was
staged.
canceled for that.
Yeah.
We demonized him for that. Not saying that was right, but I'm saying your PR can clean up a lot of stuff, but they can't clean up things that come out of your mouth and sometimes some of your actions when it goes against a certain people.
Right. What about Majors, Jonathan Majors? Because they're doing him a deal right now.
They're doing him a deal right now, but I think he can crawl up out of it. He got married. He found his Coretta Scott.
Nigga good. Okay.
You understand? That's what he wanted the white girl to be. He wanted her to be Coretta Scott. Not yet.
Or was he promoted and got demoted?
He was promoted and got demoted.
Okay. What did he?
And now he went the other route to the other side, and now he's coming.
What did he do to get demoted?
She said he hit her.
Okay.
But I thought she recanted the statement, or they found her out to be a liar. But it doesn't matter because that stain.
Domestic violence stain is a stain that
we see him.
We can't spend that. For some reason, that's something. We'll cheat on you. We'll leave you with babies. We'll do all of that. But the moment we put our hands on you, that's something we can't spend.
No,
that's something we can't deflect. And it's so much to the fact Marvel. He was set to be like the newest villain in the MCU, and he lost that. Now they are talking about bringing him back now.
They should. Why not? He's an amazing actor.
He's a great actor, but his movie that he has out now. Mm-hmm. Is only played at 10 o'clock at night in select theaters.
Are you serious?
The movie that they doing all this press and all these shows and all these talk shows about, 10 o'clock at night in select theaters.
That's wild.
He not in room 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from 2, 3, 4. 10 o'clock at night. Select theaters. Nowhere in Atlanta can you catch his movie.
My mind just wants to go to conspiracy theory so bad, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I just feel like he was asked to do some things that he decided not to do, and they completely ran with it. That's me, but I wasn't there. Not going to say that.
We're going to talk about it. Because I don't.
I think he can make a comeback if he's on great behavior from here on out. Maybe on the Tyler. Shut up, Kristen.
Tyler Perry circuit?
Tyler Perry circuit? When I say Tyler Perry, I mean like a black genre, right?
Is he going to be the guy that beats the woman or saves the woman?
Either one. Or he's just going to be the one that takes the woman's man. He'll be doing some of that.
He's going to beat her
with
a frying pan?
Yes.
Leave her out to dry, and then some light-skinned dude. Because he can't be the light-skinned dude to come and save the day.
Yeah, he can't. No, he has to be the villain. Look at Blair Underwood. Amazing. Nice-looking man. Right. We hate him now.
Antagonist. We hate him.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I think we're going to do the same. So Jonathan can't go to Tyler. That'll kill him. That'll kill his brand.
I mean, it depends on how you want to spin it.
And in the movies?
Oh.
Yeah, it ain't going to work.
Nah, it's not
going to work.
Nah, okay, never mind. Jonathan, you're just going to have to
pray. He got to wait it out. I think he waits it out long enough. If this Marvel thing works out, he'll be good.
He'll be good.
Because you got actors like Robert Downey Jr., who was in the tank before Marvel came along.
True.
And we're hearing in the gallery that is because of his skin color, but he bounced back. There's other people that bounce back.
You can bounce back.
You can.
Your bounce back has to be amazing, though.
And you got to be clean. You got to be on best behavior. Kevin Hart bounced back.
Kevin Hart is the bounce back king.
Oh.
And he's the bounce back king because not only did he bounce back, he owned it and he came back excellent.
He did.
He came back and he brought others with him and they are also excellent. So I truly respect his brand because he's been very consistent with it. The work ethic is there. You can see the fruit of it. He has his own production company. Was that Heartbeat Productions? And they're releasing their own film. So he's on the front and the back end. So maximizing the opportunity. Now you're able to tell the stories. You'll keep yourself working. True. It's amazing. I think he's brilliant.
True. I do too. Yeah. A lot of people say he's not funny. I think he's funny.
I love Kevin.
I think he's funny.
I'm laughing all the time.
I think he's funny. I know this whole episode we talked a lot about celebrities and how they were. I mean, honestly, that's the framework of how to spin scandal, right?
Yeah.
I think as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, which this platform is for, I think what Chris said is vital. Stepping out in front, telling the truth. Luckily, I've never been in a true issue or true. I've had people say I did this or not. I did this. Let's be clear, because I don't do shit like it. Let's be clear. I don't do nothing, right? But I dated this girl, and I know they said we had 2 minutes. I dated this girl.
Do the last word too.
I'll do the last word. Okay, so I dated this girl, and she was like, Jarvis, I don't want you oiling up girls at the studio. If they need oil they need to bring somebody with them to oil.
Please specify what you would need oil for the studio.
So
Please. Please.
So when we're taking photos and we're doing video, right? You may not be ashy, but you may not be glowing.
You dry. Got that dry.
Or you just regular.
Yeah.
Right? You just regular. So she was like, I don't want you. I'm offended if you oiling up chicks at the studio. I'm feeling away if you helping them get dressed. They need to bring something. I'm like, listen, girl, everybody not gonna bring somebody with them to the studio. Like, come on, that's a big ask.
Right.
But what I did was I found this oil sheen spray. Right. So instead of,
that's what you were doing before?
I mean, I might have
rubbing
to,
them down
on the leg or the arm.
Okay.
I had to do the arm. Huh? Yeah. So exactly. So now I'm just spraying, and it's safer.
I see why she had a problem. I just want to let you know that.
It's safe. It's safer. And one thing that I do, I think is preventative measures that keep scandal from happening.
Oh, yeah.
So when I'm with the female client, when I go up to her hair may be in a way, I say permission to touch. I make sure the cameras can hear it. Permission to touch. She might say, I'm like, permission to touch. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, nigga, you can touch me. Like that's what they say. So then I move hair, but I do that with every client to set a precedent. Like, listen, I'm not here to. That's how you get out in front of. I've been accused of flirting on the shoot, but that's because she was dry and just I got to get you out of your shell. So I might flirt a little. I might say you look pretty or you look cute.
He means it though, ladies. When he says it, he means it.
Listen, I think we gotta continue this conversation. I love the help that we had today. Y'all gotta come back. Listen, business is tough, but you gotta be tougher. That's the inspirational vitamin. Shout out to Special Accelerator Tara McDuffie. Tara's house burned down not too long ago. And she's a testament to entrepreneurs everywhere. I always tell y'all to show up. You got to show out. Her house burned down. She went live. She talked about it. 2 hours later, she's back to posting about her business. She's back to posting to y'all about what y'all need to do to get your credit in order. She's back to posting about what you need to do to get your mortgages, interest rates, and all those good things. So this episode is dedicated to her family. They didn't lose anybody. They lost everything, but they lost nothing because they're still here, right? So super shout out to Tara. We love you. That's it, y'all. Y'all know how we do it, man. One brand at a time. And this is the Making a Brand podcast.